combat was fierce and endured for centuries. In the beginning, I fought alongside one whom I considered a brother. But in war, ideals can be corrupted. And it was thus that Megatron lost his way.
Is there gonna be a quiz?
We cannot allow Megatron to send Dark Energon through his space bridge. If we fail, the dead of Cybertron will rise, swarm through its vortex, and invade Earth, bending humankind to Megatron's twisted rule.
RC, what's wrong? RC?
RC to Delta Team. Requesting rendezvous coordinates. Do you copy?
RC, you lost again? Your sense of direction could use some improvement.
So could your aim, Tailgate. If you'd tagged that sniper back at the artillery depot, I wouldn't have had to break rank and engage the enemy hand-to-hand.
From the sound of things, I'm guessing you came out ahead?
Try waiting up for me this time, and I'll give you the blow-by-blow. What's your position?
About half a click from the depot due north. Think you can find it, partner?
Trust me, Tailgate. My navigation abilities are...
Piece of advice? Make yourself comfortable. You're going to be here a while. These days I travel solo in pursuit of my new hobby.
I gotta look at your souvenir case.
You mean my trophies?
And you're never afraid.
You know, for an Autobot, your resilience is quite impressive. In fact, I'm guessing that no matter what I do to you, you'll never crack. Am I right? That's what I thought.
Tailgate? What have you done to him?
Not much. Yet. Just tell me what I want to know. Or, well, you're a smart bot. I think you can imagine what happens to Tailgate next.
I don't know the attack coordinates. I swear upon the Allspark, it's the truth!
We shall see.
No. Please! You're right, Jack. I am afraid of losing you. I couldn't save him! I couldn't save my partner! Jack, I'm sorry.
Space bridge explosion. And yet if you're in my head, I am not one with the Allspark.
Donk it, B!
Bumblebee, quit hogging the ball. Whoa! If I am to return to my body, I must first restore its functionality. How did I escape annihilation? Of course, Dark Energon. Starscream. Where is it? Where?
But how could you forget that you never reclaimed your original shard? Once the blood of Unicron flows through my veins, our positions shall be reversed. Cliffjumper? No, you misunderstand. It wasn't like you think. The troopers mortally wounded him. I was trying to help Cliffjumper, put him out of his misery. He begged me to.
Our severely outnumbered warriors have been rapidly burning through our stockpile of late, as the Decepticon army continues to run us ragged and grind us down. Natural Energon is in such short supply on your planet, and Megatron seems to have his oily claws buried deep in all the Earth's deposits. But if we can successfully produce a synthetic form, we can manufacture all the energy we'll ever need.
Precisely why I must make up for lost time! I can see the future vividly, but I must ensure its outcome. For I am the rising darkness of which the prophecy speaks. The spheres are aligning. I must not miss my moment to...
Lord Megatron, are you all right?
Yet again, it is as if I can hear Unicron's thoughts sing from the depths to become one with me. Before the beginning, there was Primus, and there was Unicron. One, the incarnation of creation, the other, of destruction. For eons, Primus and Unicron battled. The balance of power shifting between them more times than could be counted. Only by creating the 13, the original primes who preceded me, was Primus finally able to defeat Unicron and cast him out. Primus became one with the very core of our planet, creating life through the well of Allsparks, while Unicron was never to be heard from again. Until now.
Do you recall when I mentioned that Optimus wasn't always a Prime? Well, he wasn't always Optimus either. He was once a clerk in the Iacon Hall of Records, named Orion Pax. But as he learned more about Cybertron's past, he grew increasingly concerned about the present corruption in high places and inequality among the masses. Orion became inspired by the words and ideas of a gladiator, one who had named himself after one of the 13 original Primes, Megatronus. Megatronus vowed to challenge Cybertron's leadership and demand that all Cybertronians be treated as equals. This gladiator turned revolutionary rapidly gathered a loyal following, Soundwave chief among them. Orion began corresponding with Megatronus, who came to be something of a mentor to him. As Megatronus left the gladiatorial arena for the political, he saw fit to shorten his name. Before long, Megatron appeared before the High Council to propose his vision for a just society. And it was here that he began to reveal his true colors, proclaiming the need to overthrow the old guard with force, and arrogantly demanding to be named the next Prime. But Orion did not believe in violence as a means of achieving justice. The sparks and minds of the Council were moved by Orion's words. Here, for the first time since Cybertron's golden age, stood someone worthy of being a Prime. But that honor could only truly be achieved by earning the legendary matrix of leadership. His ambitions thwarted, Megatron spitefully severed all ties with Orion and the Council, and came to wage war on all who opposed him through his growing army of followers, which he named Decepticons. He vowed to claim the Matrix for himself, wherever it might lie. In time, warfare consumed Cybertron, poisoning the planet to its core. Orion journeyed there, hoping to reverse the ill effects, and found himself before the very spark of our life-giver, Primus himself. The ailing Primus sensed the innate nobility within Orion and bestowed the Matrix upon him. It was thus that a surprised and humbled Orion Pax came to be Optimus, the last of the Primes.
What happened to Bumblebee's voice box?
It was severely damaged in battle.
How?
How do you think? Tragically, of course. It happened at Tiger Pax. Our brave scout was captured by Megatron's forces and interrogated. But he refused to provide intel, and paid a grave price for his courage. Bumblebee was left for scrap. But Autobot troops found him and evacuated him to a triage facility, where a field medic managed to stabilize his condition.
So, we owe Bumblebee's life to that field medic.
That's one way of looking at it, I suppose. Though the medic could have done better.
My flyer, the Jackhammer, picked up Seaspray's signal a couple of light years from Megatrons. We made contact and arranged a rendezvous in the Dromedon system. But Dreadwing must have intercepted the transmission, because he got to Seaspray first. Proximity bomb. Supposed to take us both out. Guess I should be glad the Jackhammer can take a punch. I picked up Dreadwing's ion trail and tracked it through a dozen solar systems before catching up with him. And he led me right back to this, Marble. Some coincidence, huh?
If it's as deadly as they say, the cons won't want it either.
No, they'll want it even more. During the war for Cybertron, Megatron figured out a way to refine raw toxin, turn it into a weapon of mass destruction. I witnessed an entire unit wiped out by the sickness. No way I can leave this stuff for the cons to find and abuse. I can't do it.
I do not want to hear that kind of talk, especially from the likes of you. We both know you've made it through worse. Down! Down!
Not worse than this. Not even scraplets.
Look, soldier, you know as well as I do there's the mission, and the reason why you take the mission.
Honor. Duty.
Family. Which is why you need to do whatever it takes to finish this job and come home safely.
Miko, I'm supposed to be protecting you.
Bulkhead, I'm strapped tight inside 10 tons of metal muscle. I'm protected.
Miko, check it out. New battle scars. Miko?
I heaved on your floor mats. Sorry.
Before I became a warrior, I was a laborer. I can build stuff, I can break stuff.
I want to be just like you, Bulk.
No, you need to stop, now.
I can't, Bulk. I have to get you out of here. Bulkhead, I know somewhere inside you always remember me. And I just want you to know, I'll never forget you.
You're right, Fowler. I gotta dig deep. For the other bots. For Miko.
The main thrust of combat operations was at least 20 clicks from the Hall of Records, so things have been pretty quiet. But the situation went downhill fast. The cons launched a massive surge that wiped out the last line of defenses surrounding Iacon. I was the only thing left to hold them back. And let me tell you, I was pumped. I mean, this was my chance to see real action for the first time, to prove myself. Until everything went black. Cons took me prisoner and dumped me onto a transport ship. But I managed to give a guard the slip and hopped in an escape pod. Apparently, it was a long-distance pod, because it knocked me into stasis. Next thing I knew, I'm hitting solid ground. Hard.
The Decepticon warship must have picked up the pod's beacon and guided it to Earth. Optimus, what is Alpha Trion saying?
I wish that I could greet you under better circumstances, Optimus Prime. But I fear that Iacon will not withstand the next Decepticon assault.
So you speak to me from across the ages.
If you are listening to this message, then I take solace that you now possess the Star Saber. I am certain that you have deduced how these Cybertronian relics and Decepticon weapons came to be found on such a remote world. Indeed, I transported them there, not so much to keep them far from Megatron's hands, but to ensure that they reach yours. As you may have long suspected, the Covenant of Primus records events of the future as well as the past. My imperfect understanding of its runes affords me a shadowy glimpse of what is to come. The Covenant's pages foretold that you, Optimus Prime, would journey to the small but significant planet, and there engage in a crucial chapter in the war against the Decepticons. I know neither the nature of the battle nor its outcome. I only hope that these relics of the ancients will aid the Autobots in your time of need. Of utmost importance, in a few moments, I will launch the last of the relics, the most significant and powerful of them all.
Still, imagine if I managed to acquire the other three. I could revive Cybertron and seize the throne as Starscream the First, Supreme Overlord and Emperor of Destruction. But unlike Megatron, I lack the necessary infrastructure to enforce such a reign. No warship, no army.
All hail Starscream!
I can't hear you!
All hail Starscream!
One more time!
All hail Starscream!
You're inside my head, aren't you?
It's okay, Optimus. You're with me. Smokescreen.
How did I get here?
When we were evacuating the base, just as the cons opened fire, it was my turn to ground bridge away. But I couldn't do it. I couldn't let you face Megatron's army alone. So I snuck back. But that's when the blast hit, and the whole joint came tumbling down. But I managed to pull you from the wreckage before the cons dove in, using the phase shifter, which I managed to snag in all the confusion back on Cybertron.
Reports of my demise were greatly premature. A pair of Autobots infiltrated my facility on Cybertron, sabotaging my space bridge. I gave chase, but failed to accurately calculate the outcome. I awoke in the rubble, blinded. It soon became clear that I was marooned on our dead planet, with no means of communication. In time, I repaired my wounds and resumed my experiments. The solitude enabled me to make tremendous advances in my research. Until one day, my instruments detected a massive surge of unidentifiable energy. I traveled to investigate its origin at the edge of the Sea of Rust, where I encountered your salvage team and the smoldering wreckage of the Omega Lock. But this was not the search party I had anticipated so long ago. Leaving one unanswered question. Why was I left for scrap? Abandoned. Why? Who beckons?
Come, Optimus.
Is it truly you? Alpha Trion.
I stand before you, my student. As such, it would seem that it is your time. Why do you hesitate?
I do not fear joining with the Allspark, but for the fate of the Matrix of Leadership.
You know as well as I, a worthy candidate is near, one who will learn to be a prime, as you once did. Take my hand, Optimus, and join me. Join with the Allspark.
not the remains of Predacon, Starscream, but rather the remains of Predacon clones. For you see, our recent Autobot hunter wasn't the first bestial super soldier Shockwave ever attempted to breed from prehistoric matter. During the war for Cybertron, I sanctioned the dispatch of a small army of these Predaclones to Earth to unleash the beasts on unwitting Autobot forces stationed here. Once they accomplished their mission, the surviving Predacons held sentinel on this very world for ages to come, guarding the Energon reserves they had managed to secure while awaiting my arrival. Of course, our reunion here was much delayed, and it would seem we lost the beasts to the ravages of time.
It was not my intention to deceive you, Lord Megatron. I only recently became aware of my abilities. All I remember of my beginning is hunting and battle and the wounding of my pride. Thus I begun to burn with questions. Who am I? Where did I come from? The warship's databanks provided historical fact, but still I possess no memory of my own past. So I began to reconsider my place in the present and wondered, could I be like the others? And now I know. My liege, if you truly aspire to restore our homeworld, then I have every faith that you will resurrect the entirety of the Predacon race from the remains which lie there, so that I may lead them against any and all of our shared enemies.
As the war for Cybertron reached a tipping point, and the Decepticon army appeared to be unstoppable, I opted to safeguard the Allspark from Megatron by covertly sending it to a distant sector of the galaxy. The matrix of leadership will enable me to guide us to its present location.
Regrettably, the struggle between creation and destruction is an eternal one. And the battle lines which separate the two run through the very spark of Cybertron. Good and evil, order and chaos. One victorious, one vanquished. Each forming the core of their own separate worlds. Cybertron and Earth. And now, the darkness has followed us all the way home.
Now, let us learn more of these mighty legions of which you spoke.
By peering directly into your mind.
I know now what I require to tear this world asunder.